So good morning everyone. So here we are down the land this morning. We've come down this morning to do some tidying up on the garden house. We've been getting on with the jobs, doing this and that, bits and bobs, and it's got a little bit untidy inside now. So now we've come down to tidy it out and make it a bit more of a usable space.
Hello.
So, well, there's the foam up there that I was talking about. So it has expanded quite a lot, and there is still the odd gap as well, but we could be able to fill that up. Yeah, we'll be able to get those filled. We've put some insulation on, which we were kindly gifted from our neighbour. They overestimated by quite a lot, and we were able to use it on here, so that was really good. So we've insulated it, and we've also put this plastic sheeting over. From a van building perspective, we would call this a vapour barrier, but not really in here. It's more of a holding the fibres back barrier.
Yes. Until we can afford to get some plasterboard, that's going to be our finish in here, and that should be next month, hopefully.
Yeah. And then we get the plasterboard in. That will cover all of this up anyway, so you won't see any of the insulation or the plastic. So it's more of a temporary thing. So yeah, so today what we're getting on with is what Elaine's already getting on with, sweeping. And but before we get on with that, I wanted to show you this. This was something that I found really interesting. So it's quite warm in Portugal at the moment. We're hitting 36s. I think we're even low into the 40s at the moment. So it got me thinking a little bit about air conditioning and what we can use to air condition our tiny house, and maybe this garden house as well if the temperature does get a little bit too hot. So I was thinking about portable ones. I didn't even know that you could get portable ones until I was watching a video on YouTube where this person that we watch had one in her truck, and she would drive around with this portable air conditioner in. And I thought, what a really great idea. There must be somewhere where you can buy these things then. And did a little bit of research, yeah, this is not sponsored, by the way. This is actually something that we got ourselves, all paid for. Yeah. And it's this little thing. It's a USB powered air conditioning unit called Evapolar or Evapolar. Really good, actually. What you do is you fill it with water just into there. It has a little spout thing as well, so you can pour it in, a little funnel. You fill it with water, and the water gets soaked up into a volcanic rock filter. You can just see that through there. So the water soaks up into that, and then we switch the power on, and it blows this air through this little volcanic filter, which is soaked up with water, and straight away you can feel how cool it is. Straight away, it's a great little system. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you that it's okay. It's called a portable one, or a desk air conditioning unit, and the idea is you kind of have it if you're sitting at a desk, maybe on the computer or something. You can see on the side here, this is the level of water. Also has a light on it as well, which is great, so you can actually see yeah, quite clearly how much water is in there. Yeah, and it runs just on USB, so very little power. At the moment, I think it's using 2 watts. Looking at the EcoFlow there, and it's got 4 levels. So that's actually, I put that on to level 4, I think now, and it's got up to 3 watts. And yeah, I just wanted to show you that.
As Darren was showing you, we've installed the glass into the windows, and he's now just cleaning them off, just to get the last bits of wood glue and silicone. And yeah, they're looking really good, and they fit really well. So what we have is, let's see if I can show you here, it's a bit dark. Okay, so we have an internal structure that finishes the edge around the inside, and that one comes into the room, so it's got a depth here. So we'll butt the plasterboard up to this to make a nice neat finish. And then on the outside, if we can step over little Max, let's see. Yep. Okay. Yep. So on the outside, then we have this edging. So the glass went in, and then this holds the glass in.
Beading.
The bead, yeah, it's a large beading.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice and easy, nice and simple, and it worked really well, didn't it?
Yeah, it was good.
Yep. So that's all 3 windows. We also have glass in the front door. This one was more difficult. We think that probably because it's all new wood and the door was made out of new wood, the same as the panels here. Our neighbour Peter made it for us, and it's a spectacular door. I mean, it's well and truly going to do the job. But it probably dried a bit in the, well, it probably got wet a bit in all the rain we had, and then it dried a bit, and then we just couldn't get the glass to fit in. So we just had to do a bit of chiseling out along one corner for about 2 mil, and then it went in. So then this just needs a little bit of filler and paint. Then it's got its beading in again. But because it was going in and out and in and out, this is the dirtiest one. So it's got lots of mess on this one. So you've got a fair job to do on.
I'm leaving that one till the last one. Building myself up to it. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. But honestly, It's coming off really easy, to be honest.
Yep.
It's a bit of silicone, bit of wood glue, but a little bit of a scraper and a bit of window clean Fenetris, and it's coming off a treat. Yeah.
Excellent.
Coming off really easy.
Whoa. So what I also wanted to show you was this. It's a curbside pickup, something we found by the bin in, I can't even remember which village it was. It's literally the top section of a dresser, but it all is pretty good in its condition. I think this side here just needs pulling in a bit, because I can see on the middle shelf and the bottom shelf where it's coming out of the side. So if we pull all of that in, then this door will close properly. So what I'm thinking is give it a good scrub down, a rub down, probably paint it. All the glass is in excellent condition, and then put a shelf right across the bottom to hold the bottom in place, or stand it on something built in, because it is a fair weight. Possibly
put a shelf in. The idea was to put a shelf in and then lift it up into this.
Yes, and hold it on the
there.
brackets.
Yeah, so it will be.
Yeah.
Or put a table here.
Yeah, or build it and put it into a.
It is quite heavy. Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Solidly made. I'm thinking because of the weight and the length of the screws it's going to require to hold it sturdy.
Yes, it would need some battens across the back to support it, and for the screw excuse me, the screws to go into. So I'm thinking probably build some shelves under it that are floor standing, and then sit that on top, and that will just give us absolutely loads of storage space here in the garden house, and probably against this end wall where there aren't any windows, and then we can get all of our bits and bobs, cups, plates, bowls, anything like that, food will be held there. And the day that we found that, we were actually going out to pick up this. So a couple of our subscribers who have watched us for a while Good morning or afternoon, Marion and Dee Dee. They have just moved over to Portugal all the way from Newfoundland. So they bought a house and this was left inside. It was no good for them. So Marion offered it to us and we said, oh, yes, please. So that's a fab large couch to use in here.
Really fits in well. So when
Yeah.
we're working hard on the land and you need that lie down in a cool space with a little air conditioner.
Yep.
That'd be spot on, yeah.
Yep. Fit
Very
right
good.
in. Yep. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, my gloves actually glued itself together in the OK.
So I think Max has found the cool spot, possibly next to the next to the little air conditioner. In this sort of space, it doesn't really make a lot of difference. I mean, you can feel it if you sit next to it, and it's really nice. As I said earlier, it's kind of like a desk air conditioner is the way that they talk about it on the advert. But if you need something like that, just to cool down a small space, it's spot on, really. Yeah, really good little thing. And I've just spotted some marks that I've missed on the window. I think that's always the case though, isn't it?
I'm just using a couple of bits of old tarp to
Right, yeah.
cover the main bit. Bottom ones are all done with the double one that we had on previously. But these are just some little bits that were left over, so I'm making.
Because it's quite bright now, isn't it? So we need to keep the sun out of the OBC, stop it going green.
Yep, stop the algae growing.
Whilst we're here, so we show people what we've done on the filtering system, because we got a lot of, on our last video, a lot of people made really cool suggestions.
Yep, so the two videos where we talked about sort of what happened and failed and then got resolved.
Kind of.
So thank you very much for all of those suggestions that everybody gave us. Some of them were very good. Some of them were quite expensive, I'm afraid. But for a total of €2.49, €2.49, not 249, we think we may have come up with a good resolution. Don't we?
Yeah. So I'm going to think first thing probably to show was where this one fell in, because we didn't have it secure. So what we've now got, a little bit over engineering maybe.
So we had some string, so we made several, whoosh, that rock was hot, several layers of the string tied between the metal ribs of the IBC, going underneath the downpipe. That one you can hold.
Oh, here we go.
So
you can see it here better, yeah.
And
So yeah, these ribs going along here, going underneath the metal, underneath the plastic pipe to stop it falling.
still has the fine cloth in to get the fine debris, and because it goes underneath, we can still move the downpipe to clean the cloth out.
Yeah, but the downpipe is held
well
perfectly in place. But also, we did spend €2.39,
49.
€2.49 on.
So in there is a sink drain cover, and it fits in pretty perfectly. We tested it in the shop because we got it in the shop where we bought all of the guttering system, and it was just like one of those little colander sink drainer covers, and it's filtering out all of the big debris so that doesn't get down. It's easy for us to get up there, take it out, clean it, put it back, so only fine stuff goes down onto this old
Fine knitting
shopping bag, and that requires less cleaning and is working a treat.
A low-tech solution to a high-tech problem. It became quite a high-tech problem.
It just became
But it was just
a
honestly
convoluted system. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was fine.
But it worked
Good
fine.
learn, good
Yeah,
thinking. So
brilliant.
yeah, £2.49, sorted it out. I know this is not going to last forever, but it's relatively cheap to fix if we need to do that. And at some point I might have another little shopping bag that needs to find a second life, and it'll get replaced.
So good morning everyone. So today we are off to Branco because we're going to get some wood for the floor of our garden house, and we thought we'd bring you along with us. So we'll show you a little bit around, we'll show you where we get our wood from, and yeah, just take you along with us. Might even have a coffee somewhere on the way.
As we've been driving into Branco, we noticed that all of the cork oaks on the side of the road that were ready have all been peeled this year, and this one we were able to actually stop because there's a little lay-by here, and this one's a really good example of it. They normally then paint the number on of the year, so all of the other ones we've seen have had a number 3 on, but can't see a number 3 on this one anywhere. But really cool. It's obviously the time that they need harvesting. Nice day today though, not too hot. I think our peak temperature is going to be about 28-30 today, so let's go and get that wood.
So here we are then in Branco. We've just stopped off at Lidl to do a bit of shopping, food shopping, and whilst Elaine goes into Lidl to do that, yeah, I take Max for a little tootle around. It's a nice little bit of a grass around here, lots of sniffs for him, so he quite likes that. It works for Elaine as well, be able to do the shopping in peace and quiet without me picking up loads of things and saying, could have one of these, could have one of these. I'm sure you all know about that situation. So yeah, so this is our local, is it our local? Yeah, this is our local Lidl. It's about half an hour from our village, half an hour drive, right in the centre of Branco. Well, I'll say in the centre of Branco, on the outskirts of the city of Branco, yeah, probably a better way of putting it. We've got quite a nice shopping centre just over there as well. That's Forum Shopping Centre. It's got quite a lot of really nice shops in there, and it's got a food court as well, which we've been to once or twice, which is quite nice for lunch and things like that. So yeah, so here we are. We've just arrived at Leroy Merlin, the supply store. This is where we've priced our cheapest option, or maybe should say our best option, because it's good quality stuff. It's probably what we would call MDF in the UK. That's what it kind of looks like. Yeah, so we're going to pick up some of that here and get it in the back of the truck. Okay.
Trolley?
Yeah, get a trolley. Good idea. So yeah, we've picked up what I thought was an MDF type of wood, but it is actually an OSB. It's just a finer grain, and it's got this nice coating on it, so it's a little bit smoother than the normal, like a rough cut OSB, I suppose. So yeah, so that's all in the truck now. Now we've just got to get it strapped in and
Get it home.
get it home. Yeah.
Well, you think you're going for a coffee, and then your 30-year-old truck won't start. Just completely dead, just no power.
Yeah, just nothing at all.
As though the battery was dead, but
yeah.
We've got the no core boost on it, and that usually starts anything, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's normally really good, but it hasn't done anything this time, so I'm not sure that it is the battery. For it to go dead as quickly as that as well, it sounds more like a fuse or something.
Yeah.
So they're on their way, hopefully anyway, the breakdown people, and hopefully they can just get it started.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be anything disastrous, because it was driving perfectly about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully not anyway.
Yeah.
Best laid plans and all that, eh?
Yeah.
Quite an unusual situation. I wasn't expecting that, obviously. We don't expect the car just to not start. Well, I don't think you do. It's a car made in 1987. I don't know what you expect, quite honestly. But we just had the telephone call from the recovery truck. They're on the way. We've only been waiting about 10-15 minutes so far. They're on the way now. I've tried to have a look at a couple of things. I've gone through all of the fuses, because honestly that's what it seems like. It seems like a fuse has just stopped, for it to have stopped so abruptly. So yeah, I couldn't find any fuses that have blown, but I don't know a lot about this car and where all the fuses might be. I've checked it anyway, and we've obviously tried to jump start it on our no-co boost as well, which you've seen, but doesn't seem to be wanting to start. Hopefully we don't need it recovered. Hopefully they'll just be able to find what their fault is, replace the fuse, whatever it might be, and get it started. So they're on the way anyway, so that's good news. Let's hopefully we can get ourselves onwards. Fingers crossed. The tow truck's here. That didn't take very long at all. That was very good service. It took about 20 minutes maybe for him to get here. So yeah, he's done the same things as we've done. He's connected up the battery. He was surprised, connected up the battery to a boost box. Was surprised that didn't do anything. He's now having a look at the fuses, same as what we did. Hopefully he'll find something that I didn't find. He's pointed into the ignition as though there's something wrong in the ignition box area where you put your key into. So hopefully he's found the problem and be able to fix it here on the side of the road. If you can, that would be brilliant. Well, I mean, at least we're not on the side of the road. We're still in the car park of Leroy Merlin, so maybe not too bad. So fingers crossed he can get us started again. Yeah, let's hope so.
I'm very impressed with Darren, because now that the repair guy's here, the first 3 things that he's checked are things that Darren's already done.
And I'm kind of hoping that I've missed something when I did it though, and he's solved it. So unfortunately that didn't go to plan. The plan was obviously to fix it here on the side of the road, but no. So we've got to now take the car and all of the shop in and the wood and get it to the garage. Never mind.
Unceremoniously dragged off the road.
Yeah.
At least we were in a car park and not on the side of the road.
Well, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, so
the recovery people have dropped the truck off at the garage that was fixing it in San Domingo, and they have kindly just offered us a lift back to our house. So the mechanic just stopped what he was doing and popped all our shopping and Max in the truck. I'm sitting here in the back. So I'm sitting on some cushions in the back and Darren's in the front. And we'll get the lift home. Not quite the ending to the day that we had hoped. And we still haven't had a coffee.
Well, it's been an interesting day so far then. So yeah, doesn't always go to plan, does it? As soon as we got it to the garage though, I don't know if Elaine mentioned this because she was sitting in the back of the car. I don't know if Elaine mentioned it, but as soon as we got it to the garage, the fellow noticed that there was a wire coming from the battery, I imagine to the ignition. Maybe it was the ignition wire, but it had kind of like, the wire had like blown. So it was kind of like, yeah, it had just gone boop like that. And you can see the plastic coating of the wire had expanded. So it looks as though the wire inside had actually broken. and he kind of touched it and he could literally pull it apart. So yeah, so basically it's a broken wire, as simple as that, a broken wire. None of us managed to spot it before we got it to the garage though. Even if we had, I don't think I'd be able to fix it myself. So I think he's buying a whole piece. Obviously it has to be a very strong piece of wire because it's coming from the battery. So yeah, he's buying, or ordering in, should I say, the piece for it. It's not like a quick fix, unfortunately. However, the garage were brilliant. Honestly, they offered us a lift home. We said, no, it's okay. We've got our friend is going to come and collect us. They were, no. We'll take you. We've got the car here. We'll get you home. Very insistent. Very nice. Let's hope it's not going to be in for too long this time. But it does get us thinking a little bit about reliability. Obviously, we have the little Opel, so we're okay. We have a spare car, which is great. You know, so it's a luxury. But it is getting me to think a little bit about a car that is from 1987. As beautiful as it is. We'll have to have a rethink possibly. But not now, because now's time for lunch, or at least a drink. Because I missed out on my coffee in Branco. So now, coffee and a chill. Okay.